Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. Got a question here from James Salt. It's James Salt Photography. And actually, James is out of Toronto, which is just down the road. James says, I currently have a Nikon D7100 and I don't want to upgrade, but intend to keep it and purchase a second body. I know you said D7100 owners wouldn't likely upgrade to the 72, but what is your opinion on buying the 72 as it is a primary body and using my D7100 as a backup or second body? I have photographed some baptisms and I would like to start taking things to the next level, but my integrity won't allow me to take money without having a backup. Love your channel. Thanks, James Salt. First of all, James, excellent point about the backup, and good for you about your integrity, because you really, as a professional, if you're getting paid, should have backup equipment. You should have an extra body, you should have an extra lens to cover whatever lens range you're shooting, and you should have a few lenses, spare flash. Everything should have a backup. You should actually have a backup for your backup if you really want to take it to the nth degree, and a lot of people do. That's how the Navy SEALs work, I believe. Backup for your backup. So, I had originally said, yes, if you already had a D7100, the 72 might not appeal to a lot of 71 owners because there wasn't that many upgrades to it. It has a deeper buffer, can shoot a little faster, but that's primarily the enhancements we get. I think you might have gone to 60 frames per second on video, but I can't remember on that, so don't quote me on that. Mostly what sticks out in my head from memory of the two was that we had the deeper raw buffer and just the ability to shoot faster that way. So, that said, though, the 7200 is a fantastic camera. I would not hesitate to tell you that if you're happy with your 71 and you want a 72, by all means, relegate your 71 as your second camera and shoot with the 72. Or, I don't know what your glass situation is. If you're not that heavily into glass and you need more glass, then maybe it's a better option to get one of the great deals that are on right now. I'll put a link below for Amazon for those of you that are interested, because I think the 7100 you can still get for $600 or $700 with a lens, and the 72 is going to be much more than that, probably almost twice. So that might be a great option too. I mean, if you're happy with your 7100, and I can tell you right now that sure, if you're a sports shooter or you're a bird shooter, you need something for fast shooting, you might want the extra buffer depth of the 7200. When I shot weddings and portraits, I wouldn't have needed that. The 7100 would have been fine. So I would have leaned towards buying another 71, shooting with a pair of twin bodies, two 7100s, and then upgrading some glass, adding a piece I've been wanting, upgrading something else, getting some additional off-camera lighting, something like that. Because we all know, or we should know, that the glass, you marry your glass, you date your bodies, in the sense of your camera bodies are going to come and go as enhancements come out, but if you're in the same system, you're just going to keep that glass forever. A good piece of glass, you're going to keep it a lot longer on average than most people keep their bodies, especially pros. I know myself, I tend to keep glass around. A body might get upgraded, but why would I change a lens I'm happy with, right? So that may be something you want to look at. So in a nutshell, no, I have no problem with you getting the 7200. Fantastic camera. Just, a thought, maybe a 7100, another one as your backup, and then spend the extra money on something else like glass or lighting that you may find brings more depth to your photography. More, you can do more to make your photos better than you can just with a new camera body or spending that extra money on a little faster camera body. I think you said baptisms, and I don't know what else you're shooting, but the 7100 is certainly be fine for baptisms. It'd be fine for weddings. It would be fine for most things that aren't sports or fast-moving wildlife. So, and that's where you're going to want not that the focus system can't keep up, but the new 7200 has the buffer depth where people like to be able to machine gun those shots off. So that's what I think. That's what I would do. If it was me, I'd probably just get another 7100, unless you got a line on a really good 7200. Since you're in Toronto, James, it just came to mind. Call Nikon, because most people don't realize it, but Nikon Canada, they've got a whole big shelf in the front door full of refurbs, and you can get a factory certified refurb right from Nikon for usually cheaper than you'll get anywhere, including Henry's. Quite a bit cheaper. So that's what I would suggest. And I guess the other thing that just comes into mind almost as an afterthought is, unless you're also looking at going full frame, maybe this is your chance to get into a D600 or D610 body and pair that with your 71 And you got two bodies. You get the best of both worlds. You got the crop sensor, the very good performing crop sensor, and you've also got an excellent performing full frame. That's an option too. Again, I'll put a link below to the 71, to the 72, and to the 610 and 600 for those of you that are interested in these cameras and the options you could shoot with. I know I would have no problem continuing to shoot APS-C, DX sensor bodies like the 71 and 72. They're very good. But you can get the 600 and the 610 used for great deals, under $1,000. And I think if I was going to start out today to refresh a kit for wedding photography or portraits and things like that for events like baptisms, I would probably get a pair of 600s even, or 610s, just depending on what I could find the price used. You can usually find them for under $1,000 if you shop around. So that's an option too. Thanks for your question, James. You guys out there, do you agree with my feedback to James? Would you disagree? Leave some comments below. Let him know what you think would be a good option as far as him getting a 7200 or what I said, another 71, or do you think the 600 or 610 route's the way to go? Thanks for tuning in, folks. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at outoftheimage.com.